Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you'll meet a woman whose passion for polo, she wants to bring it to the masses. Her incredible journey just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, when you think about polo, a lot of people have their own stereotype. They think about the sport of kings, where people fan themselves and sip tea with their pinkies extended. But someone who is trying to change that stereotype and bring it to the masses is my next guest, Dena Miller. She's with Prestonwood Polo and Country Club. Thanks for coming on the show.
Hi, Jeff. Thanks for having me.
So you and your husband came up with this in 2008, and I have to believe, at the time, nobody was talking about polo. What were your friends saying when you came up with this idea?
Well, here in the Dallas area, we were the polo people, so apparently they would come to me with any polo questions and whatnot, and I would do the best to answer. I pretty much do what we call outside of the boards, and I pour the champagne and create the parties and the events and the fun. So a lot of those questions about polo are honestly not something I'm the one to ask, but I'm the one to ask about how do you have fun and how are the different ways that you can experience a polo match. And there are so many different ways. All we hear about are the fancy hats and, am I going to be dressed well enough? But I'm here to tell you that you can come and wear your Sunday hat because you've got no other place to wear it, so you just want to wear it and get all dolled up and be over on this end. And down this way you can have a tailgate party with a mom chasing her little kids around in cutoff shorts and a t-shirt. And you're fine. Everybody comes together in this community. We're children-friendly, leashed dogs, always friendly. It's a really fun place for people to bring their pets.
What you've done is really spectacular. My wife and I have come up to visit. We've got some video that we're going to roll. Okay. And as we roll this video, I want to talk about like the old days, because when you got to Oak Point, which is between Denton and Frisco, right? Yes. And it's kind of in the middle of nowhere, at least it was. You didn't have any neighbors at the time.
There was nothing out there. It's really grown now that we've finally built our forever home and we're living there. It's not as small as we had anticipated, but in the grand scheme of things, it's still really nice and small and country compared to where we came from. And we just love it out there and love to have people. It's not really that far. We're used to driving in traffic here in Dallas. So for people in Dallas on a Saturday, to drive out to Oak Point should be really no problem.
Sure.
You do that to go to work 5 days a week, don't you? Sit in the traffic.
Absolutely.
And just come out into the country. We call it our little slice of heaven. Bring the kids, bring the dogs, pack a picnic, or just enjoy the food trucks that we have to offer and just get out of town for the day.
Are people who come there for the first time just shocked at what you've created?
I think so. I get a lot of that, and they definitely come back.
That's awesome. And I love the vibe that you've created. You've also embraced colleges. Why don't you talk a little bit about that before we show this clip?
Well, what's terrific is we've evolved into a polo training facility. That was never the intention. We were trying to do the social thing, and I just wanted to bring friends out to fall in love with the sport that I fell in love with and enjoy the beautiful day, pack a picnic, pop some champagne. And as our boys that were playing polo since middle school got older and we started thinking about college, my husband went to SMU, so his first dream was to start a college program at SMU. But long story short, God had other plans. We wound up at University of North Texas. But before that happened, the USPA approached my husband and told him that the TCU Polo Club had lost their home in Brushy Creek and asked him to coach the TCU team. So that's where our college thing started. And he came to me and told me this, and he's like, but I went to SMU, I don't know. And I said, honey, I think it's a compliment that they asked you to do this, and you can cut your teeth learning how to coach college polo. So we started with the TCU. Our boys went to UNT. So we've got the TCU banner, the UNT banner.
And it's spectacular, and it's really taken off. We've got a clip that we want to roll, so let's go ahead and roll the clip, and then we'll talk about it afterwards.
The goal in intercollegiate polo is to win a national championship.
Our school never won the national title, so being able to win it for the first time for our school would mean everything.
I saw the dog they had. I'm like, I can learn a lot from this team.
Being here now, I mean, this is the culmination of our lives' work.
They all are willing to step into that leadership role. So then as a team, that makes them such a big threat.
I have to leave with another win, with a second title, and it's going to be really difficult.
And there was one gentleman in that clip who is part of a Work to Ride program. Explain what that's about.
Mosiah Gravasande came to us from Philadelphia as a freshman last fall at UNT. He was not a starter. Our 3 starters were with us last year, and we just won our 2nd national championship. University of North Texas is the best college polo program in the country.
Wow.
And my husband built that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And some of the young people are from the inner city.
Yes, Mosiah, from the heart of Philadelphia, they have this amazing program where inner city kids can come and start like Mosiah did with the summer camp, and he fell in love with it. And they not only help you be able to take part in a sport that is deep, they call the rich man sport.
Right.
By working. It's what's called work to ride. They take care of the horses. They shovel the barns. They work. But they also have to work on their education in school. If they don't make the grade, you don't get to play. Then they help them do all the steps to go to college. A lot of the polo collegiate kids honestly would not even be going to college if it weren't for the intercollegiate program. They want to play college polo.
Wow. I think that's incredible. That should be a 60-minute story about going into the inner city and introducing polo to people who might not ever get out of their neighborhood.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I also want to run another video because you have, if you go to their YouTube channel, they have so much rich video. Let's go ahead and roll this next video, and I want you to just describe it. So this is, how many acres do you guys have?
97.
97.
97. Now we started with 97 acres, and now we have sold home lots. There are only 22 cut, so it's a very small community. We just built our forever home. We moved in July, so it's almost been a year on the Polo Club with the Field 3 in my backyard. So every home owns an acre and a half. You have 1 acre buildable, you have an acre and a half that you own. So it's my husband, he's real estate, as you well know, commercial usually. This is his first kind of residential thing. But in his brilliance, this is how he created a community that will always forever in perpetuity have open space. You'll never wake up one day and hear the sound that someone's building their house right next to you. They can't.
Yes.
It's incredible.
And let's talk about kind of the benefits of polo for a young person. Obviously, being a part of a team, leadership, discipline. Talk about how it can transform somebody's life.
All of that. I'll tell you how much my sons loved the sport of polo. In 2015, we made the Super Bowl of high school, interscholastic, and we were beat by a team from Maryland. And my boys were devastated, but it made them hungry. They wanted to win so badly that my husband came up with this bright idea. We lived in Highland Park. He found a house out in Aubrey, which is near the Polo Club, and rented. And he and the boys moved up there so the boys could practice more because they'd ran out of daylight in that traffic, as you well know, going up the tollway. And so our sons moved up north, left Highland Park High School where Vance was playing quarterback football freshman year. So they go up there. My daughter and I stay in Highland Park for her 7th grade year. We go and we won. We beat Maryland. It was a grudge match, just like the college wound up. Same teams, beat them, interscholastic champions. The boys were like, oh yeah, we don't even want to come back. My husband comes home and says, we're selling the house. And my daughter and I are just like, what? So that's how we wound up north and in like 4 different temporary rental homes while we were trying to build the home that we finally just moved into on the Polo Club.
And what a great underdog story. Okay, so we only have a couple of minutes left, Dena. Why don't you look into that camera on the left and talk to people about why they might want to come visit, go to the website, find out about matches.
Well, our website is prestonwoodpolo.com. Very simple. And like I was saying, you can come out and get all dressed up, or you can just come out casual. We can do all of your parties. We can host your birthdays. We've had 3 weddings, any kind. We have sorority parties, fraternity parties, just anything you can think of. We have a cricket club that's rented one of our fields. We host the North Texas track meet rents our field. So we have a lot going on out there. We can accommodate horse shows. We have a covered arena and an open arena. With all of these farms and ranches being sold off to developers in the North Texas area, you horse people know what I'm talking about. I get calls all the time that people cannot find a place to ride anymore. Unfortunately, we just do polo normally, so I have to turn those people away. But if you wanted to rent the facility off season from us to do your horse shows, we can do that. There's so many things we can do. But the interscholastic and intercollegiate programs for your children, let me tell you, put them in a summer camp. We do a summer camp in July. See if they like it. And they're either going to absolutely love it and beg you to come back, or they're going to move along. So come and give it a try. We've gotten so many kids from our summer camp that have stuck with the program, and now they're playing high school. We have a high school boy that is playing professionally in Sarasota. My older son got him the job. And he honestly, he dropped out of high school to do homeschool so that he can play polo all the time. He loves it so much, he's doing both.
Well, congratulations on your vision. I mean,
And the
truly.
USDA does give scholarships too. My son Vance got 2 scholarships. So if you're also looking for a way to kind of help pay for college, look into that too.
Absolutely brilliant. Congratulations on your success.
Thank
It
you.
doesn't surprise me in the least. We're going to end with her website, which again is prestonwoodpolo.com. The great Dena Miller. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.